Hello and welcome back to my vlog. I'm going to have a little fun today. I'm going to read, let's see here if I can do it this way. There we go. That's the old schoolmaster, my grandfather, C.M. Sims. And this is from when he was just a little guy, and I can just picture him as his chubby little self. It's called The Romance of the Turkeys. We used to raise a lot of turkeys when I was a kid on the farm, and an interesting end-of-the-day event was their coming home to roost. During the day, they roamed over the whole farm, but at night, they roosted in a grove of trees back at the creek. There were oak, beech, elm, and a lot of wild cherry trees. Some of the trees made better roosting places than others. Their limbs were the right size and extended straight out from the tree. In the early evening, the turkeys would all assemble at the south end of the big barn by the corn crib and get ready to go back the lane to their roosting places. They had been fed corn and mash and seemed to be contented. They would still catch a few grasshoppers and other insects on the way back the lane. This lane holds some of my fondest childhood memories. There was a rail fence on each side. The fence corners were thick with all kinds of undergrowth, including some of the most wonderful blackberry bushes to be found anywhere. This made wonderful hiding places for birds and rabbits. In about every other corner there was a wild plum tree or a wild cherry tree or a mulberry tree. That was no accident. Pa planted them that way. I watched the turkeys many times as they assembled and meandered back the lane, and I wanted to go with them. So one evening, I assembled with them. It was a tiresome and frustrating experience. We would stand first on one leg, then on the other. Then I'd sit down for a while. I didn't want to be too bold or they might change their minds. I think they were a little suspicious of me. Finally, they started to fly over the gate, which was made of fence boards. It took us ages to get across that gate. Then we finally ambled slowly back the lane. They went so slow I almost gave up several times. They acted just like little kids going to bed. They knew they had to do it, but they put it off as long as they could. When we finally got to the creek, they all had to have a drink of water. Then they ran and flew to the trees. Each one seemed to have a certain limb and made itself comfortable for the night. Some were high in the trees, and some were on the low limbs. It was getting dark. Just as I was reaching for a limb to crawl to my bunk, I heard my sister calling me. I never was so glad to see anyone in my life. I ran to her as fast as I could go, and I think shed some tears of real joy, too. The family had missed me because it was past my bedtime. She told them she knew where I was and would go and get me. She knew about my romantic attachment to the turkeys. In fact, she often knew better than I did myself what I was thinking and planning. After that, the romance of roosting with the turkeys faded away. I lost all interest in it. I had enough. My little bed at home was never more comfortable and cozy. The whole family was a little surprised at the way I tried to show them how much I loved them. I don't think my sister ever told them our secret either. One other thing about the turkeys, really one particular turkey, is vivid in my memory. But he doesn't tell us what that is. I did find another turkey story here, so I think I know what that is. So at any rate, that was just for fun. And I never, obviously, knew my grandfather when he was a little chubby kid, as he talks about, but I can just picture him doing that. I've seen pictures of him when he was a little chubby kid. Make it a great day, and bye for now.